some people steal, some people lie sometimes. Different events in our life can shape those ways. Harboring hate, harboring pain, and everything people do make it so very hard to forgive. And nobody is perfect, and I can see that in the mirror. And every time I think of things I've done inside the past, I struggle mentally on different ways I can let go. As I look up in the sky to talk to God, I notice the birds in there. Free, not worried about a thing, not even worried about me. Down here they free, ain't nowhere that they can't fly. I'm always seeing them pass by. I'm jealous. So many things, so many bills I gotta worry about. I go to work every day so they get paid. So many jobs, so many friends, different associates. I always forget they're subjected to change. Nothing stays the same, things always changing like the seasons. As soon as I get my hopes up, issues start falling down. I struggle mentally on different ways I can let go. As I look up in the sky to talk to God, I notice the birds in there. Free, not worried about a thing, not even worried about me. Down here they free, ain't nowhere that they can't fly. I'm always seeing them pass by. I'm jealous. Don't gotta worry about social issues. Ooh, don't gotta worry about bills to pay. Oh, don't gotta worry about people falling out with you. I struggle mentally on different ways I can let go. As I look up in the sky to talk to God, I notice the birds in there. Free, not worried about nothing, even worried about me. Down here they free, ain't nowhere that they can't fly, ain't nowhere that they can't fly. I'm jealous. Oh, I'm so jealous. Ooh, yeah. Oh, I'm so jealous. Ooh.
Peace, love, health, and wealth. Vibe, like and subscribe. Help your boy break away from that. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hopefully, everybody had a happy Thursday. For those who are above us in time, and hopefully, everybody who's here in the Western Hemisphere had a great Wednesday. Hopefully, all is well with you. As per usual, shout out to you on the chat. As per usual, we're going to go ahead and get started with the collective reading. Um, I just need a moment to post my post. Then after I post my post, I am going to come on, y'all. Two people in here, no like. All right. After I post my post, infinity. sure we got audio. All right. We get audio check. Okay. Just check. Make sure we got good audio. All right. Green light is go. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use these for the daily read. Where's that lavender? I ain't got no essential oils. I could have sworn I had an essential oil right here. I don't. Dang. Okay, that's cool. I ain't got no essential oils right here. Hold on, y'all. Let me put the chat on the computer. Boom. All right. Choku Ray. Choku Ray. Choku Ray. Raku. 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 All right. Now that I got my lavender and my baby candle popping, let's go ahead and get started with the collective reading. See, we got a couple people in the chat. How was y'all day today? Oh, it's only one person. What up? All right. First card we have here is. I'm sorry, my deck was upside down. The Five of Wands. Okay, so. Spirit, come on in to talk to me. My glasses and stuff up here. All this stuff on my little table. I need a bigger table. Team like that. All right. So we have the five, and this five represents um conflict, loss, um, and it could be any loss. It could be financial. It could be loss of resources. It could be loss of a friend. Uh, but here, what I'm picking up is that it might be some sort of um conflict with people who's close to you, right? Because not only um do the five represent conflict, but the five in conjunction with the wands represent a person or people who has personal ties to the situation. So really they're not like it's not really a fight to the death, you know, how it would be like maybe in a swords card, but it's more or less a power play. jockeying for position. You understand? Um, ooh. Somebody could be some. I got some water. I might take some water, drink some water. Ooh, I knew I was tired, but man, mm-mm-mm. So I'm sorry. A couple key terms associated with the Five of Wands is disagreement, competition, strife, tension, and conflict. Oh, remember the wands represents a person's desires. So here in the conflict, you have people probably more than likely trying to get their own vision point, viewpoint, perspective, um, vision, right? The wands is the wands deal heavy with the wands deal heavy, heavy, um, with personal desires, sacral chakra energy, right? It could also be expressed as like sibling rivalries, um, group projects at work and or school. And the biggest thing is what I always say is don't relish the opportunity to stand up and show good sportsmanship. Um, Again, when you see this wands in an upright position, it does not indicate um it does not indicate the fact that this is like personal vendettas or anything like that. Is really the conflict genuinely most times come from good places, and it genuinely most of the time it genuinely comes from everybody wanting the best uh for whatever reason. So like I said, don't be afraid to step up and face the strife that's Abraxas. Face the strife that you might be facing or you might be closing out. Like I said, like I always say, remember, we don't stay in the five energy too long. You understand what I'm saying? So if we ever do get in the nine in the five energy, then it's going to be consequential for some, but overall beneficial because you know friction is where you get a chance to smooth things out, if that makes sense, right? So when two polar opposite people have a conflict, no matter what level it's on, when they when they actually get a chance to sit down and brush against each other, it makes for good resolve. It makes for a pretty future. But yeah, my advice is don't relish the opportunity to step up to the table and make sure everybody get a chance to speak, because oftentimes when we're dealing with this 501s, we know that everybody is not going to be able to bring a vision to fruition, right? Maybe we could take a little bit from everybody, or we could just take what we need, or maybe one person might be able to contribute to something that's going to be beneficial to the collective. But whenever this happens, somebody got to step up and make sure things is done in an orderly fashion. All right. So we'll leave the line open if anybody wanted to hop on and get a reading. We got freebies, all that stuff. What up? What's up, Joe? Can you hear me? I can hear myself. Um, oh, it's hot. Oh, I hate when the temperature be bouncing back and forth like that. I like to just, if I could just be 75, I'd be cool. Can you hear me? Can I get a mic check, please? Mm-mm-mm. Oh, it's hot. All right. So just on a quick recap, we got the Five of Pentacles. I mean the Five of Wands. For the collective reading, so that could indicate friendly fire. That could indicate, um, I really the first thing I thought about was you when I saw this. But for those who's watching this or watching this on the replay, this card could indicate, um, man, it's a myriad of situations and circumstances, right? It could be business, work, home, personal, because the wands indicate that whatever this conflict is, there's personal ties to it. And so I always say when this card come out, step up, right? Step up and be the one who, gets everything quote unquote together. I'm hot now. So there's some situations and circumstances here that pop up when you talk about the Five of Wands, right? Competition, between people, and uh whether that's private or in a workplace, being pulled apart by too many demands, unable to focus on relationships or work due to lack of time, um, fiery, passionate but petty arguments, um, everybody being selfish rather being team oriented, right? Because this card indicates, because it's personal desires, it indicate that everybody wants their way. You understand? Everybody think they got the best idea or whatever, right? Could indicate gossip, right? Um, it could represent people being stagnant, drama queens. It could mean people looking to undermine you. It's a million different things. This, you know what I'm saying? This could be, jockeying for position. You know what I'm saying? Being petty, jockeying for position, maybe for a promotion or something. Um, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's a million different things, but you know. So, what can I do for you? You want to get a card or two? What's up, Scott? I don't know. Can anybody else hear me? That candle kind of bright. The wax wizard. Pull up, pass out, faded. You're low volume. Mm, I don't know what I can do. I wonder if I turn this up, will this affect my volume? Hmm. I don't know why these headphones be sounding so low on here. Maybe I gotta put it real close, like this. I don't know. Really don't care for it like that though. I like doing it like this. But the thing broke, or it don't snap. It ain't far. All right. Yo, 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 can y'all hear me? All right, you said you was looking for guidance. Let's see. Mm, I don't know. It probably will sound loud now, but it ain't as loud as that. And then that Teen Titan just gonna go all night, and I don't be wanting to go in there and shit, but that should be killing me, boy. I'll be to turn to a Teen Titan in a minute. Your side of the bed. Ooh, we got a quantum entanglement card. I love these cards. Look at quantum physics. Oh, all right. So you got you have the two of pentacles, two of pentacles. So what took me so long to get that out is I think I'm already starting to see something. Well, I don't know. So if this can be in direct correlation to if this is in direct correlation to what you experienced today, um, I mean, I would rather do it in private so I can really get the details. But in general, right? The biggest thing about this card that you might not be able to see here because I don't have the light on. I don't want the light on. All right, so I think you might be able to see it a little bit better now because of the camera. All right, so let me zoom in a tidbit. Cameraman, please. Thank you. All right. So what we see here behind the Joker or the dunce, right? And I wanted to talk about that later, but I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it now, right? And this is why I am KP, who the King of Tarot. So there's a reason why this person has a dunce cap because you gotta have a short term memory. You gotta have a bad short term memory in this world. And that's a common saying, especially in sports, right? If you shoot the basketball, you miss a shot, then you got to be confident that you're gonna make the next one, or else you could be scared, or you're just not going to be able to ball at all, right? So what you see here, um, everybody like and subscribe, sign up to KP Tarot School. Those tall waves behind the person is a representation of the internal emotions. Remember, I told you the the scenery is actually the internal environment of the person. Okay, so when we read cards, we're literally reading the symbology of the card. So what you don't see is the color of the cells. Okay, and that's very important, right? But what's going on here is just like in the two of swords, we're putting emotions behind us and we're starting fresh, right? We're getting up to a fresh start. Okay, so this could be you balancing the present and the future. This could be you balancing what you know to be right versus what you want to do, right? Whatever this balance and juggling act is up to you to figure out what it is. Remember, the pentacles deal with money. It deals with any type of relationship, but money is very important because we use money to get what we need. But you know, the pinnacles represent anything that we deem to be valuable. So that can be people, places, things, whatever. Time spent, uh, NUTs busted, whatever, right? Whatever you value as an individual. Um, uh, dunce, short term memory. Um, you of all people, we've studied a little bit, so you know the importance of that short term memory. You know the importance of that. So, uh, what I would say is it's time to start looking forward, right? A lot of times when we read tarot cards, the way the person is turning is telling you what direction they in. So facing forward means he's moving forward, but he's a little bit off to the right. So that's upward and to the right. You understand what I'm saying? So the trajectory is going to be upward, even if you feel like you in a downward swing. But remember, that's just the balancing act of life. That's the duality of life. You gotta accept it, and if you can, manually override it. Right? A manual override. So you know, I got some kickback from the community. It's really frowned upon for me to really talk about these visualization techniques, but I can't help it, man. But you know, um, like I said, I really want to hear the story of, don't have to be right now, but yeah, yeah. So again, what I would tell you, and you could do your own research on it or to come up with it, whatever. But um, quantum entanglement with what you want in the future, right? And do what you know to be right. Leave those emotions behind. Even if it like I said, even if it's you stepping up and becoming a referee, right? Like here in the Five of Wands, right? Because the Five of Wands could represent too many Indians and not enough chiefs, or it's too many chiefs and not enough Indians. right? Everybody think they chiefs, but they behave like trainees, right? They're not even warriors yet. They never even been into a real battle. You know what I'm saying? So, Scott, was you looking for a car, Scott, or you were just pulling up to show some love? All right, we got 335 in the building. Okay, okay. Nope, but the scapegoat is the scapegoat, not the referee. So we might be accusing roles. Now, now you might have the one intention to do something, and then it might turn into something else, right? That's a whole nother ball game. But you know, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, one thing I would say is do this. Whatever's going on, do it fit the future that I want? Yes or no? And if not, then how can I best go about making this beneficial for everybody? Now, if I got to make a decision that's going to put me first and other people going to be mad when I'm doing something that's 100% positive, so be it. You're going to hate me regardless. You're going to hate me for the things I've done. You're going to hate me for the things I ain't even done yet. So I'm going to keep on marching to the beat and let my work show for itself. You know, if I can transform myself with little to no help, I'm here. I'm ready to put in work. Go put me in the game. I just need to start charging more. Put me in the game, coach. Money, respect money. That's what they say. I need that though. I need that ASAP, man. I really do. I see some things popping. I really, really, really see some things popping off, and in a good way, of course. But I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, it's better when you work together. For emotion, that's all it's about. Because either you're moving or you're not. My question is, what you doing while you're moving? What are you doing while you're moving? That's some old player talk right there. What are you doing while you're moving? I'm trying to cook some shit up, man. That's good. Now, it's so so in general, what happens is when you grow, when you grow, you got to be able to shed your old skin. What do that mean? I manifested the snake using this saying. So as I was embarking on my self-awareness journey, what some people call enlightenment or spiritual journey, right? Coming to my own truth, right? Hint, hint. You know, I always said in order to really change, you got to change your people, places, and things. And it's so true. It's so true. You got to change your people, places, and things. And then once you get to a certain point, Jew, I'm gonna tell you this, right? And I can't wait for my boy Pharaoh to come back. But you, how can I say this? At the- Mm, you scratch that, scratch that. Um, taking matters into your own hands. I don't know where that just came from, but I'm ready to go to bed. Hmm.
Why pay more for
Shout out to him. Mm. When is my little jar empty? I don't want vape. I want, you know what I'm saying? Mm. Go where the wind blows. Damn, man. I want a nice little nightcap, man. My legs are so sore. What's today? Wednesday? Yeah, Tuesdays, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Be slow. I think I'm gonna go ahead and shut him down because I don't feel like waiting. I'm not gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna be up tonight. Mm-hmm. You don't gotta remember the self love. You just gotta remember not to self implode. I know that sounds weird, but that's the best way to say it. You just, I got this saying, right? You can't spend yourself out the game, right? I built that off of people saying you can't gamble with money you can't afford to lose, right? Don't gamble with your rent money, shit like that. Like you can't spend yourself out the game. You can't spend what you don't have to spend. Hmm. I ain't got no time to be sitting here arguing with you. What? I ain't got enough millions in my account yet to be arguing. Shit. No. Mm-mm. That's too much energy. And it take a lot of energy to recover from being angry too. Like, no, I'm cool. I'm cool, cool, cool. How many roaches I got? I probably only got me but a couple of roaches on my ashtray. Let me see. Put your lighters up, crackheads. Hell no, I ain't even got enough for a half a month. Yeah. Yeah, I ain't got no time. I'm already dealing with a bunch of shit already. I ain't got no time for that one, cousin. You're gonna have to catch me on another day. Just keep coming back though. I can't tell you what day. Just ask. I'll let you know. I ain't gonna keep you waiting. I'll let you know when I got time. I got a feeling I'm about to. It's almost going on an hour. I got a feeling I should put it on donation based only right now. Listen, man, if I can fuck around and get back to my schedule where I I get this late night shift and then swing around, come back about 6 o'clock in the morning on the morning shift. Feel you, man, man. I want to see what's up with my other channels though, man, because I got other channels that just sitting there. But one of them I can even do what I need to do on there. Let me see if it's gonna work. This one was gonna be my bag up channel, but I think this one shadow ban. Let me see. If this show, that'll be cool. Hey, okay. So I wonder why my messages wasn't showing. See, that one didn't show. I wonder why I can't. So I could type the hi, but I can't. Yeah, I think this one is shadow banned or something, man. I wonder why it do that. Huh, that is so weird. This is that one. Man, this one was cool. This channel was cool, but soon as I tried to upload a video about Trump, man, and as soon as I did that, I might just delete this one. It's raining because it's getting rid of bad. It's washing away energy when it's raining. All right, you can see that. You can see that. But I can't see nothing. What about this? Nope, that one neither didn't see it. I wonder why this do that. I might just delete that whole channel and just say fuck it. That's me. 1170. 1170.
All right, all right. What's going on out there in these YouTube streets, man?
How long you gonna be up for? So I'm about to put this on. So I don't know. I got this Jew video I want to watch, but it's an hour long though. I'll start another live and put it on. Well, no, I can't do that because it's gonna lag. I don't know. I'll always want to watch this Jew video, man. It's 50, it's 41 minutes. I mean, it's 40 minutes. What's up, Carlos? Peace, love, health, and wealth to you, Carlos. You about to see a whole bunch of green hearts flood in the chat, and I just want to let you know to not be scared, okay? Also, that's my pet, AK. He just do whatever he wants, so you don't have to be afraid of him either, okay? But welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. What's going on, Carlos? Can I interest you in a donation-based reading, Carlos? You want to get down and dirty with a personal a donation-based reading? Cash App, PayPal, Chime. Yeah, 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 yeah. My Charleston white boy. Yeah. I gotta put more custom emojis in there. You can send me some ideas for some custom emojis. You I could pretty much put anything on there for real, for real. Put some boobs on there and see if I get flagged. Nice boobs, some nice pretty boobs. Put some boobs on YouTube. Yeah, ain't nobody fucking with me, man. What? You gotta learn. You can't force it. You gotta learn something different. You gotta. So while you open like that, when you emotionally open like that, it's going to be very easy for you to tap into your subconscious and reprogram it because of the hormones that's flowing through your body. Yes, or yes, yes, a reunion is possible. But when you got certain hormones flowing through your body, it make it easier for you to rewrite some of those memories. You know what I'm saying? So Aswani, the answer to your question is yes. Congratulations. Man, I guess I'm just gonna stick it out. Do what I said I was gonna do.
Can
What?
the people hear me out there loud and clear?
Sorry.
Somebody give me some feedback. Let me know if y'all can hear me out there.
You gotta holler
Mm-hmm.
back, girl.
Jay Jammin, what's going on? Amazing April, what's going on? Let's see, man, who we got in the building. Amazing April's in the building. Tammy's in the house.
Blunting it up.
Nelly Neal, what's going on? Mana's in the house. Jigga what? Roof Dog, what it do? Uh-oh. They're going to Ambassador. What's going on, Val? Skills in the house.
I didn't even know this was playing. I swear I did not know this was playing. Teen Titans, let's go.
What's going on? Who is this? Tanisha in the bill. What's going on, sis? What's going on?
Tired.
All right. So, who's that? Shay. What's popping? I see everybody in the building, man. So what's going on, man? So welcome to another broadcast. Tonight, we got a program. And first, I want to say this too, man. We don't want to take light what's going down in Florida. Everybody kind of is familiar with what's going on down there. The people in Florida, you are definitely in our hearts, and um, all the visions, the prayers, the everything that can be sent on our part. We definitely participating um, and whatnot. So I didn't want to go without acknowledging that and expressing that. Can y'all hear me out there? Okay, y'all, everybody can hear me out there.
What's up, Z? How you doing? What's going on, Z? I just I called you not knowing you were alive. I had a feeling I needed to talk to you. Very interesting. We just gonna roll with the punches, Drew. Uh, so what's going on? Can I interest you in a donation based reading? Are you all right? Everything all right? Teen Titans, let's go. Damn, that shit stuck in my head. I was going to make a new nation the other day. I had trouble figuring out which cap. Oh, okay. It's the one you send $100 to. You just got to type. So all of my information is always in the description box. So you don't never have to try to guess or anything like that. Yeah, Send that donation. Homeless man ain't got no rent, begging you for 40 cents. Who remember that song? Send all them donations, girl. No, I was really more so worried about you. Why? Why? What? What happened? What you pick up on the Wind Talking channel? What they say? I hope this is enough because I'm ready to just roll and go. Hopefully it's enough. Damn, that shit smells. That is one of the craziest smelling shits ever. What happened? The donation went through. You gotta talk to me in complete sentences. I'll be a little bit delayed, a little bit. What went through? What are you talking about? I ain't get no $100 from you. You better send it again, cause I ain't get it. If it ain't the cash app that's posted in the chat or the chime or the vimp or the whatever, I ain't get it. No, you won't call me after this live. I don't even know what you're talking about at this point. Okay, you won't donate because I'm not gonna call you. Is that what you saying? Teen Titans, let's go. Dude, where you at, cousin? All right, let's see what time it is. That's because you didn't. That's why. No, I'm gonna finish playing this video. Look, Z, I don't know what to tell you, Z. It's in there. It don't. You the only one. You the only one that can't find my cash app. Everybody else find it. I don't know. I don't know because I've had some people say, "Oh, I'm gonna cash app you," and then I never seen them come back to my channel ever again. So I don't know.
Y'all can? Everybody can hear me? Just trying to get a
Yeah, I
mic
can hear
check.
you, bro. Mic
We
check.
good?
Yeah, I can hear you,
All
bro.
right.
Damn.
So
How many times I gotta say it?
so yeah, man. So want to say shout out to everybody, man, who came to the gala, the manifestation gala here in Chicago this past weekend.
No.
Was a marvelous, spectacular, elegant event. Shout out to my brother from another noble and pool. Shout out to Nikki Builders for coming through and emceeing that joint, holding us down, man. Nikki been around since the inception of the IG. She was like in that first batch of people. We talking all the way late 2014, early 2015. It's all. I see you, Phyllis. It's all good. And so it was a great event, man. got to meet a lot of the people for the first time. The conversation was great. It was just an overall a positive event, and we look forward to doing it again next year. But yeah. So let's see here, Jew. So tonight's conversation is it's the God question.
I need my
Uh,
donation. What you
and
mean?
it's been a minute, man. I ain't been on
No,
these
I ain't
YouTube streets in
switching it
over a
up.
month. Just getting that gala together, man. All that planning, trying to make sure everything was nailed down. You know, it takes some effort and work. So along with the ministry, maintaining that. And shout out to the ministry. We got class tomorrow, y'all. We're gonna activate our sleep persons for the rest of October. So y'all get ready for tomorrow. We're gonna have a great call. Boots to the ground, boots on the ground, and picking up this mantle and keep carrying it, so that people can continue to have the results that they've been getting inside of the
Prove it.
membership.
Screenshot it and text it to me.
Two, I sent out the Calendly link for all my members. It filled up.
Screenshot it and send it to me then. Because the only thing you got to do is just screenshot it and text it to my number. I'll see it as soon as it get here. You'll know. Can't be bouncing off each other. There's only one live feed. But like I was saying though, only thing you got to do is just send it. Screenshot it and send it to me. And I'll tell you what you did wrong. There's always the pretty ones that try to swindle you. Always. Why the average girls can't be the swindlers? Why it gotta be the pretty girl? Huh? Huh, Zebra Native? Why it's always the pretty girl that can't find my cash app? Always the pretty girl. I can't find your cash app. I'm too pretty. But okay, girl. All right. 1, 2, 3, Teen Titans, let's go. I smoke crack when I'm under attack. You pick
Up
it up.
fast. It'll be open again for next week. So if you didn't get it this week, just make sure you go back Monday morning and check that Calendly link. You'll be able to schedule an appointment for next Sunday. But anyway, so tonight's question is the God question. Do we need God, or does God need us? Now, to the religious purists out there, you might be like, what type of question is that? Why would Minister Jew even pose a question like that? Well, it's because when you actually start to read scripture, and I mean really read it, like it gets past the level of comprehension where now you are like, you're starting to look at the storylines and the meaning behind the story. So it's a different level of vision and comprehension per se. And so I want to ask that question because you may be shocked to find out, at least from Minister Jew's vantage point, how scripture, or what direction scripture points us in. And it may be a little bit of both. But tonight might be the first time that you've actually heard it in this manner. Right? So let me see something right quick. Let me see what would happen if I share my screen. Is it in the window? Okay. So hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me do this. Close that out. Let me pop this back up. And then let's see what would happen if I try to do this again. Come on, man. I ain't got time for the nonsense tonight. All right.
I ain't got
Y'all
no
just be
problem.
patient.
Yeah, we patient.
Screen window. Boom. All right. I think we're good. Can y'all see my screen out there? Somebody in the chat, let me know if y'all can see my screen. All right, so cool. So let's look at this, right? Let's look at this. So I want to start by looking at this word because oftentimes when we hear the word God, we think of the word what? Omnipotent, right? And I want to look at the definition of this word so that everybody's pretty much on the same page of where this conversation is
Thank
going to
you.
go tonight. So when we look at the etymology of the word, it means unlimited divine power, right? From late Latin, right? Which means almighty power, right? From omnis, which means all. So all powerful. Omni, again, meaning all, every, the whole, every kind, right? So in other words, God has power over everything. That's the way that it is defined. That's the way that it's expressed. But I want to go over here and look at scripture, right? Genesis 1:26 through 28. Hold on.
Cook, Jew. Go ahead and cook.
Let's read this. It says, Then God said, Let us make man in our image,
Okay.
in our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, da 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 da. So God created man in his own image, da 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 da, right? And it said, God blessed them and said to them, Be fruitful and increase in number, fill and subdue the earth, rule over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, and over every living creature that moves on the ground. So God has put man on this planet and essentially has given man dominion over it. This is very important in this conversation piece tonight, right? Very important. Very, very important. Now, I want to show y'all this in multiple places so you don't think it's a fluke. This is Psalms 8 and 6. It says,
Word to
Thou
God,
madest
son.
him, to my man, to have dominion over the works of thy hands. Now, listen now. Now, remember, in the beginning, Genesis, God made the heavens and the earth and the this and the that and the birds and the dot, da, da, da. So all of these things that were created in Psalms 8 and 6, it says, Thou hast made him, man, to have dominion over the works of thy hands. Thou hast put all things under his feet.
Uh-oh.
So on this orb called planet Earth, everything down here is under the rulership and dominion of man. Interesting. Interesting. Follow me? Where we going with this? But just so you don't think it's a fluke, let's read another Psalms. 115 Psalm and 16 verse says, The heavens are the Lord's, but the earth, he has given to the children of man. So now, wait a minute now. There's another distinction being made here. Now, listen, God is saying, hey, I'm the ruler of everything in the heavens, but that orb down there that you are on, called Earth, man, excuse me, you are the gatekeepers. You have dominion over everything that happens down there. Very, very important. And one of the main reasons I'm going through this is because oftentimes when the idea of God comes up, we think that there's no limitation on God. Oh no, 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 no.
Mm-mm.
And maybe that might not be the right word to use, limitation,
Uh-oh.
but boy, it's some boundaries
Uh-oh.
when it comes to how quote unquote God interferes on this orb called Earth.
They said, KP, you ain't above God.
Right?
Uh-oh.
Right?
I
Right?
never said I was.
So the question is,
I know something you don't know. And I got
does
something you
God
don't
need license
know.
from man to intervene?
You know, that's a great question.
That's the question.
That's a great question. Because when you look at shows with spirits and devils and all this stuff, they always say, spirit need permission, or you got to give God instructions, or just talk to God about it. But why do I have to talk to God about it if He already know? So that means that either I shouldn't have a problem in the first place, or only thing I got to do is say God, and then He should just come and fix it because He already know. I just got to tag Him in, right? Am I talking to myself? Can anybody hear me? So in the Bible, these people call God by all these different names, right? And each name means something. It's cultural significance. Happy girl, what up? It's cultural significance. It's it's historical. It's regional. It's a bunch of different reasons why they call God different names in the Bible, right? And they all the words are descriptions, right? They are descriptions, titles, right? Titles of nobility, if you know what I'm talking about. He posed a great question, and let me piggyback on that question. If we looked up what omni, right, in the beginning, he looked up what omnipotent, no, omnipresent. What did he look up? He looked up omni. I don't remember. We gotta go. Happy girl, you still here? Happy girl. Yeah, but they said I don't know how to pray. Just talk to God. God know everything. God got all the answers. That's just like saying that, you know, the phone company know everything that could be wrong with your phone. It sound low again. Am I talk? I wonder if I gotta turn up the headphones for it to sound loud, or do I have to have it right here? I think I gotta have it like right here in front of me, which is okay. But sometimes I talk loud. Sometimes I forget I got the headphones on. I want a regular mic, but I'll take the headphones because I can do this. Can, can you hear me if I whisper? Say, can I interest you in a a donation based reading, happy girl? Or do you want a yes or no? Did you want a general reading? Am I low like this? Can you hear me if I talk regular? Hallelujah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? I think I should have turned on voiceover. Yes or no? Having to hold my phone to my ear. I don't know what to do about it. I don't. You know what? Probably because it don't got a power source. Let me see if I give it a power source, it'll be okay. I don't know. What else is What about this? Is this better? Nothing. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So, what about voice isolation? I got studio. What about this? Primal sound. Primal sound. Primal sound. Primal sound. No man, I can't hear you. Super low. Something to do with your speaker Bluetooth setup. Hmm.
Bluetooth disconnected.
What about now? Mic check. Mic check. Hardy har har guys, very funny.
Bluetooth connected. Bluetooth disconnected.
That is the question.
Yeah, it just sounded awfully fine to me. So
Bluetooth connected.
I don't know if it's a practical joke or what, but when I just played the volume on my phone, it sounded awfully good to me.
Oh boy.
Take that trip in that Impala, girl.
Now I want to read a couple stories here, and we ain't gonna be long-winded tonight. This is Exodus 8:1-25. It says, Then the Lord told Moses,
Man, you need to turn your phone.
Go to Pharaoh and
Well, is something wrong with your phone? I just played it on my phone. Look, I'm about to play it. Now it's about to loop. Look, I'm about to play it. Now it's about to loop. Look, Nah, ain't no there you go. You too late now. That there you go was 2 minutes ago. Nah, ain't no there. No, see, now it's looping now. See, that's why I said heart, very funny. I heard myself loud and clear. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe you got to turn YouTube off and turn it back on or something. I don't know, cause I can hear
tell
myself.
him that the
You
that
just heard me
that
hear
and go
myself.
to Pharaoh
So
and tell him that.
I apologize for the
Well, this
inconvenience.
they kind of it's a kind of typo
Maybe
here, but
that's
anyway,
the
it says,
shade.
Go to Pharaoh and
Maybe
tell him
that's
that the
the
Lord says, Let my people go.
maybe that's the shaitan, like Hassan Campbell said. That's the shaitan trying to keep y'all from getting y'all message, but not a background playing. Yeah, cause that's what we was doing before y'all couldn't magically hear me. Yeah, I'm fine. I apologize. So, was there anybody who was actually looking to get a read-in before we went back to the, yeah, that I mean? Uh, but but I just played the video twice, and I heard myself loud and clear. So that's why I just said I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Well, happy girl. One thing I don't do is rewind chat, so you're gonna have to post that again. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Not I'm not rewinding the chat, baby girl. I apologize. It takes too much time. Typically, I like to ask people to go ahead and post. Absolutely. Which one of the things I want to break ground with you on? I don't know what that means. You gotta talk this word more meaning. Woosah, my man. Take your energy about 5 steps to the left. Breathe. You know what it is? I'm cool. I don't know why people be thinking I'm hostile. I am a-okay, you know. But yeah, like I was saying, though, I apologize for the inconvenience, but I heard myself loud and clear. So I don't know. All right. So how do I do that latency thing and all of that? I'm chilling, man. We was waiting on you to come in so you can fix the audio. Overlay for break. Oh, I did not know you could do that. Yo. Now how do I use it? Copy this overlay to the encoder. Enable shutdown source when not visible. Dang, I wish I knew how to fix screenshot. I'm like, listening to our boy over here trying to get this set up right. Uh, the setup not right because I'm missing out on some donations. That's why the setup not right. So how do I do the screen key thing again? Option, get shareable link. Damn, oh, how do you get that on list? Baby, don't sweat it. Just ask for protection before. Thank you. I appreciate that. I want y'all to stop accusing KP of being mad. That's highly offensive. Ask me how do I feel. Don't accuse me of feeling. Ask me how. KP, how do you feel? I'm a big boy. I can feel. You know what do that even mean? Because everybody, by definition, everybody got a life. You know what? Let me. I think I know what you mean. So what's the message you trying to get to me? And I guess she didn't want to repost her question. I apologize.
Go worship me. If you refuse to let my people go, then I will fill Egypt with frogs. The Nile River will be filled with frogs that will come from the river and enter into your houses. They will be in your bedrooms and your beds. Da 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 da. Now, I want the reason that I'm pointing this story out in particular. And
Anybody
here's
got
a
any?
question that you got to ask:
Anybody got any fried chicken emojis?
is that if God is omnipotent, how come these stories aren't written in the way where Moses and David and everybody else is just sitting back telling a story of what they saw God do to somebody else in the story?
Mm.
What do I mean by that? If God wanted Pharaoh to let his people go, why didn't God just go over there and do whatever he needed to do to Pharaoh's mind and to his heart and say, hey, you're going to let these people called Israel go? That ain't what happened though, right? God always has to use a man or a woman to go fulfill his decree. But if God has power over everything, can be everywhere all of the time, and is in control over everything, why does man, Moses, Aaron, David, Elisha, why does somebody always got to play the middleman?
You. The last thing you said was, "Yep, I posted." You didn't repost it. You said, "Still low. Hold my phone." Yes, no. I'm having to hold. I don't think you said was you wanted a yes no question. I didn't see you post your question, man. I was asking you to. I think I asked you to post your question. I'm sorry if I didn't. I'm sorry for the confusion. I apologize. Um. Yeah, I don't see a question. I just see you. I think I just see you saying that you was complaining about the audio. Yeah, I don't see a question. Ooh, I ain't even see all these questions. These chats. She said it's all about life, keeping the flow. We need a personal reading, man. You can't say we need a personal reading. That's you trying to put voodoo on me. Yeah, how you gonna tell me we need a personal reading? Man, only thing I'll say is that if you wanted to donate to the channel, you would donate. The only thing I want to say is that all only thing I'll say is that if you really wanted it, you would get it. You if you really had a message for me, you would deliver it. So I don't know what's wrong.
In order to do work down here on earth. Here's another example of this. And we got to read through this whole thing. But essentially, this is the story about Sodom and Gomorrah, right? So God is talking to Abraham and he's saying, look, man, there's some stuff going on down there in Sodom. And I got to go tear this place up, man. I've been hearing a lot of bad things about some stuff down there. And he says, look, man, I'm going to go down there and burn this place down.
Mm.
And then Abraham comes in and starts to do this negotiating with God. He's like, man, look, man, if I'm sure you're not going to burn the whole town down, and you got righteous people in the town
Mm.
mixed in with some bad apples, right? He said, sure, you wouldn't do that. And so Abraham says, look, if I can find 30 righteous people, will you spare the town? And he say, well, maybe if I can find 15 righteous people, will you spare the town? Well, look, man, if I could just go down here and find a few good men and women, would you spare the town? So now remember, why is God, this all-powerful entity, allowing, quote unquote, a man to negotiate terms? Why? Why? And then not only that, I'm gonna say that because I think I got on one of these slides coming up. Here's what we getting at tonight. God is omnipotent, right? But let's read this definition of it. It says, God is able to accomplish all things possible and actual. But listen to this. But he is not able to do things inconsistent with his character. And I'm going to add on to this definition, not just his character, with his word. Why is this important, Jew? Because in Genesis, the mandate was made and said, man, you have dominion over that planet. In Psalms, they repeated it again. Man, you have dominion on that over that planet. So in order to be consistent with this character and its word, or this force, man has to give the okay for this fourth dimensional energy that we call God to come into this three-dimensional world and have an impact. It ain't just open season. This is why prayer is considered to be the most important thing in all these holy texts. Why? Because it is giving, quote unquote, God permission to do what we would consider miraculous things in the 3D world. Right? Right? And I see y'all sharing the love with Lolita in the chat, man. I didn't even want to repeat that. You know, big ups to everybody in the chat, man. Right? So, in other words, what I'm saying tonight is that God needs a physical vessel in order to do work down here on earth. So it's really a two-way street. Just as bad as you need God, God needs you in order to operate in 3D reality. See, sometimes these spiritual concepts get very lofty. Let me tell you something about this thing. Everything works on law. Everything. You can't get around it. So much so. Now listen now, an angel, let's just say the two angels arrived at Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gateway of the city, right? Prince Mute say you don't know about that. I tell you what. Show me. Because, man, listen, every which way you turn. And I'm gonna tell you something else about that too. I'm gonna tell you something else. If you go back and I know where that idea comes from. If you go back and you read that verse when Abraham is doing that, negotiating with God, you watch this. Watch how he talks. Listen, I'm gonna show you because they illustrate the psychology, right? They illustrated the psychology of why man feel like that's blasphemous. Watch how Abraham talks. He says, now this is why he's doing the negotiating. He says, then he said, may the Lord not be angry, but let me speak. Can be found there. Look at the timidness in the dialogue. They're trying to show you something here. See, the psychology of man, we're under this auspice or idea that we're this lowly thing, and how dare we even think on these lines, right? Then look what he says. Abraham said, now that I have been so bold as to speak to the Lord. You see what they're trying to show you here? Say it again, Jamie. It cannot go against its own law. But look at the psychology of Abraham talking. He done shriveled up because he's thinking himself as this lowly being. Whole time when the book opened up, it says, nah, man, I gave you dominion over this whole thing that's spinning through space that you're on called Earth. You are the man there, man. So in Abraham's psychology, he's really not processing himself as the gatekeeper of earth, because look how he's responding. Then look what he said. Then he said, may the Lord not be angry, but let me speak just one more time.
Just one more time.
They're trying to show you how people would approach this situation as most people would. It's like, that's blasphemous. What? You allowing me to even have a say so in this conversation? Let me try to keep my voice down a little bit, because you know this is this omnipotent entity. How dare I speak? Right? But now remember, they supposed to send these two angels. Right? I just want y'all to read this. Now anybody in the chat.
Chilling, meditating.
Because I want to show you how solidified the law is. Do you think angels eat food?
Yes.
Anybody in the chat?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Do you think these etheric entities, messengers of God, you think they need food? I mean, let me show you how much this thing has to respect the laws. Watch this. So these angels came, they say when they saw them, we got up to meet them and bow down to their face, right? Right? No, they answered, we will spend the night in the square. But he insisted so strong that they did not go with him into this house. Look what he said. He prepared a meal for them, baking bread without yeast, and they ate it. Listen, man, what are they trying to say here? Once you enter this realm, even though you may have you some juice with you from the realm right above, you still gonna have to engage in this realm under the laws that govern it. So as man, we give this state of being, this state of consciousness, a vessel per se to operate through in order to facilitate what we would consider otherworldly phenomenon. Say it again, Roger. You're subject to the laws on earth. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna show you two in another form.
Sacred kids. That's funny as fuck.
Remember when?
No, man.
Then this is the New Testament.
Don't argue, y'all.
Remember when? I think it was the man at the graveyard where he had the legion in him of these entities, these demons, right? And the Christ was doing his number on them. He was working. Look, man, listen, it get no more clear than that. This entity that we call God in scripture had to send a physical, quote unquote, son in the world, handle quote physical business, so much so that this physical body woven together for this entity called Christ.
I think the situation is being blown
that they call Jesus, right? So much so that that entity called Christ that was living in that body called Jesus said, look, man, if you could take it, if listen, if this thing that you about to send me through, if I ain't got to go through it, please let this pass. They over and over and over again how this thing is operating off a law. But back to the story. When they were at the graveyard, and the man was filled with these legion of spirits. When the Christ was about to cast them out, what did the spirit speak? What did the legion of spirits speak and say to the Christ? What did they say?
Hey, can y'all stop to each other? I don't even know. I don't. the- Y'all blowing that out of proportion, man.
Why? Why? What were they trying to express in that story? Now, first, this legion had took over the host of a man.
Please don't comment no more, please, y'all. After
He's
this
from
one.
this man,
All right, don't comment no more after this.
cast us off into that.
Don't put me in this, please don't, because you could have left alive. If she was, if I think Zebra Native was blowing what happened out of proportion, and if so,
They're not
we
legal
can operate more mature than that.
hosts.
It take two to argue. All right.
This is why they'll tell you in scripture the sins against the body are the most malicious ones, i.e., the body is the temple of God, right? So, now this really drives the point home. This is Matthew 16 and 19. I want you to read this carefully. It says, I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. Now, wait a minute now. Wait. It didn't start above. They said whatever you bind on earth first will then be bound in heaven. So, man, since you have dominion, you have to make the decree from down under first. Then whatever needs to come down from the kingdom of light will then be bound there. Or if it need to be held,
Then stop.
rather,
Listen.
it will be
Stop.
held.
Hey,
Now listen.
look. Look. I don't listen. Y'all not here for each other. Y'all here for me. So y'all starting to disrespect me because I asked y'all to stop responding to each other. Whether it's passive aggressive or not, both of y'all are disrespecting me. I said several times that it's being blown out of proportion, but neither one of y'all wanted to leave it alone. Y'all, I'm trying to learn something. Y'all disrupting me. Man, see, and look, this is what I'm saying. You still typing, but I'm talking. And I know like come on now. Please don't do that here. This is not it. This ain't where you do that here. But nothing you said was trying to educate nobody. That's fine. But but my whole thing is that no matter who was right or wrong, both of y'all refused to leave it alone. How does that work? I'm trying to learn something. I shouldn't be happening. I'm not trying to referee. It's nothing to worry about. You still texting. You still talking about something that don't matter. You don't have to go. Only thing you got to do is just either get a reading or focus on the video. Only thing you got to do is just deep breathe. Can everybody just deep breathe? and focus on the video. Nobody talking about the video. Y'all talk about my voice. How what my voice got to do with it? I'm not even talking. I'm over here meditating. My eyes closed. I'm in a whole nother realm. And I smell something going weird. And then I open my eyes and see this weirdness going on the screen. Like I stepped in a couple times and I politely asked y'all to stop responding to each other because it was blown out of proportion. Uh, Okay, but I been said that. So if you wasn't so busy typing and paying attention, I said that. I said it was blown out of proportion. I only seen part of the conversation, but the part of the conversation, it was blown out of proportion. But we mature enough to say, hey, this thing was blown out of proportion. I'ma drop it. Even if your heart rate's still up, even if you feel some type of way, deep breathe, right? Smoke a cigarette, but don't keep typing. You said I'm leaving because not everything has to be serious all the time. Well, my whole thing is that you can't let Zebra Native mess up our relationship. You're wrong. I did, and the only reason why I'm saying something because you act like I didn't. Act like you didn't say what about the mic? Hell yeah, me too. Go back on the text and find out your editors or monitors already did it for me. She did it because they know they were out of place, out of pocket. Much love to all of you. All I'm trying to do is show you. Holla at me later. Have a good rest of your life. All right, so can I get back to the video? So can we agree that even no matter who was right or wrong, when I stepped in to try to referee, neither one of y'all respected my wishes. Neither one of y'all did that. So at this point, the problem not even with y'all, the problem with me. Come on, man. So now we all know how YouTube works. Okay, that's cool.
On earth. They started where, y'all? They started on earth. Will be loosed in heaven.
So so don't nobody care about nothing I'm saying. Both
Huh?
of y'all keep trying to argue y'all point, but y'all not listening to me. I'm confused. Y'all still trying to argue y'all
So
point
it
about a
always
conversation that
begins
ended.
here with you first.
When I said what I said, I ended that conversation. Now the conversation is why y'all not respecting me as an individual. Y'all want to talk about somebody else. Y'all want to talk about the chat, but y'all not talking about what I asked y'all to do, which is to calm down and to fall back from the conversation. Because one thing was blown out of proportion, and then something else got blown out of proportion. So now both people feel like they got the right to go back and forth, and that's not right. Especially when y'all not even here for each other, y'all here for me. Listen, if I came into your establishment and I was arguing with somebody, and the person establishment who it was asked both people to stop, what is supposed to happen? If I don't stop arguing while I'm in your establishment, no matter if I'm right or wrong, I'm gonna be reprimanded one way or another. Cause what's gonna happen? Either I'm gonna get into a fight, I'm gonna start breaking stuff, I'm gonna make a fool of myself one way or another. So in order to stop everybody from making a fool of themselves, let's just stop it. Period. Off principle. Principle is blown out of proportion. So whatever we got to do, pray, deep breathe, whatever it is we got to do, so be it. Is that what we need to do? We need to drop a video on coping mechanisms in the morning. Is that what it is? Somebody got some pent up tension. Y'all better go get a Cuban cigar and chill. Take a chill pill. I don't like drama. I don't like drama. I'm trying to get some
Always,
donations. But the donate where the
always.
dollars at?
So Earth is constantly receiving downloads from a fourth dimensional plane predicated on what? The petitions and requests that we make here. Okay? And we are equipped and made in a way, where where we're built with the programming and the software to allow anything and everything within the scope of possibility to happen. So I can do all things, right? Is what scriptures say. Now let's read this, Jude. When we watch things that are deemed impossible, our brain still becomes stimulated as if what we are watching is plausible and possible. See, we're made with the machinery to be able to allow a fourth dimensional source to filter in through these bodies and still process whatever the outcome is as possible. We're made that way. This was in somatic and motor components of action simulation, Curve Biology 2007, page 2129 through 35. You see? So all you got to do is put the petition in. The minute you put the petition in is the moment that you gave source license to work on your behalf in the 3D world. Right? So I told y'all we weren't going to be here long. Right? I just want to show y'all a couple receipts before we get out of here. Right? This is Miss Donnell. Mrs. Donnell. Look what she says. Hola. I hope you all had a festive weekend at the gala. Right? Meanwhile, I've been in my imagination bag heavy, receiving all these random checks in the mail, which excites me because I never get checks. Last we spoke, I told you I wanted my children to help build my business. Well, since then, my oldest moved out here with me and has been helping me do just that. I won this micro grant. All of these things. Did with this morning at 7:38. Y'all thought I was playing. Here go the pictures. Oh, y'all thought I wasn't gonna show y'all the pics. Come on. Right? I told her keep putting in that work at 8:18 this morning. And she sent about 12 minutes later, I meant to send you this. And then sends me the picture of the checks, man. Shout out to the Cosmic Juice Bar, sis. We see you over there stunting. We see you. Keep going, sis. Keep going. right? Here's more evidence of how to activate, right? And keep your license in good standing with the fourth dimension, right? Here go one from Tanisha. She in the chat. If you were there on Saturday, you heard me say what I was getting something on Monday. I put this on my vision board about a year ago. Also, since we were short on time for our testimonials, I got my Cali nurse license in 8 weeks. They are notorious for taking 3 months or longer. I did the quantum field trips as the minister instructed me. I started watching videos of the areas and nurses who already worked in the area. I was there the next month after talking to Minister Jew. I did my fingerprints and had the license the next week. Keep up the work, ambassadors. I'm now moving on to my new job and place to live. I've already started preparing. I'm already there. Shout out to Nisha. We see you in your new Lex bubble, less trouble, baby. We see you. Congratulations on your move to Cali. Oh, excuse me. Congrats. Congrats. Right? And so look, man, introducing something new. The God Frequency Access granted membership, access to recorded webinars from me, myself, and I, Minister Jew. These throwback classes ranging from 2016 all the way up to 2023. And the format is you'll get 4 monthly webinars monthly. Every Sunday they'll come out. This is different from the premium quantum imaging membership. Over there, a whole bunch of techniques, one-on-one coaching, live webinars every 4 times a month. So this is just to give people access to some of these teachings that have been wanting to participate in some form and fashion with this ministry, with these classes, to give people an inside view of some of the work that's been done over the last decade, and give you access to some of these recordings and playbacks. They're live webinars, so they just like you watching tonight. Slides, me talking, going through point for point stuff about manifestation, the Bible, quantum physics, neuroscience, decoding stuff. It's a bunch of stuff in them archives, but it's definitely. And so it's just something new, man. People been asking, like, man, I would love to hear some of the throwback stuff. I'm like, well, I just got that stuff back there sitting back there, man. You know what I mean? And I had started sending out some throwbacks to the premium membership on the weekends where we don't convene. I would fill in that space with some throwbacks. But I'm like, listen, Jew, why don't sit on the information, make it available. And this one here is very affordable. It's like $30 a month. You know what I mean? It's like a Jew Netflix, basically, where you can absorb the information, take it in, utilize it, and get the most out of it, and tune in to the God frequency, man. So, and to the premium members, y'all don't got to sign up for this. Y'all already getting throwbacks, plus the live calls like tomorrow. So this ain't for y'all. That's a perk of being a premium member. You don't got to pay for stuff like this. But people who just want to get in and kind of be a part of this thing and hear this information. Like, listen, I'm talking about unreleased information, stuff that ain't never hit the YouTube streets. And my members could tell you that. They go back and they just went back and listened to one this weekend. They ain't never heard, I guarantee, stuff that they heard on there, they ain't never heard me speak about here. It's a lot of content, man. A lot of content. But other than that, man, to that young lady who put that in the chat, email me, sis Lolita. Email me, text message me 877-345-3797, and we'll schedule something. Outside of that, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I just want to come over here real quick tonight and kind of lay this groundwork to let y'all know, man, this thing a two-way street. It really is. It really, really is. As much as you need God, God needs you to be able to facilitate the work through this third dimensional plane. So get busy making your requests, making your petitions on whatever it is. Right? So yeah, man. So with that, hey, thank you. I see y'all. I appreciate everybody. Look, man, if you want to join any one of the memberships, you can click the description box below. You'll see those two links there, quantum imaging premium membership, God frequency all access granted membership. Both of those links are there. If you're trying to decide which one you want to go with, take your time, kind of go through it and make your mind up. And but whatever the case, they both there. The options are both available if that's something that you're interested in doing. Outside of that, man, I look forward to talking to my members tomorrow on our call. We're gonna activate. Oh, y'all got, hey, look, we're gonna have to memorize a verse from out of the Songs of Solomon, y'all. So y'all just get ready, man. Tomorrow night gonna be great. We're gonna get into it. And keep moving on to the next phase, man. So with that, man, I'm gonna sign out, man. I'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace.
Bluetooth disconnected.